quite an old MK dub that came out about a year or so ago on Omar-S's label. And a lot of people wouldn't necessarily associate yourself with Omar-S, apart from the fact you both come from Detroit. So I guess there's like history there, yeah?
I mean...
How did that come about? Because...
I'm going to give you the honest, unexciting answer. A friend of mine named Kai Alice, who I met from Chez Damier in Detroit. Kai now lives in Atlanta, and Kai called me. He's like, hey, my friend Omar-S wants to license, one of your records. And this was like right before I started DJing again, so I didn't know who Omar was. But Kai told me, like, you should do it. He's like, he's really dope, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. Here. And then later, I figured out, I'm like, oh, wait, this Omar dude is he's really dope.
You gained a lot of attention. Did you get a lot of attention from that? Because obviously...
A little bit.
I mean, because obviously your world now is split between kind of being known as, MK, 90s house, bangers. Mm-hmm. Then obviously production with Pitbull, everyone from Snoop Dogg and people like that, and numerous others, I'm sure. And then now you're kind of making resurgence into kind of like mainstream kind of house music alongside Jamie Jones and, a lot of the big people that are doing it in America as well as himself. So how did you get back, because it was only a couple of years ago, wasn't it? How did you get back into the scene?
I think working with Pitbull and seeing how dance music was becoming top 40, and when he sampled Push the Feeling on, I thought, like, all right, if I'm going to do it, it's now or never. And Pitbull's A&R, his name is Buddha. He would always, he's a house music head, and he would always say, like, listen, like, and he actually said this before it happened. He said, your sound is about to be the new shit. And he said this like in 2007. And I didn't, I'm like, all right, whatever, And then I started seeing it, and that's kind of what started me getting back into house music.
Right, okay. So what did you think of house music after you stopped making it and you were doing more commercial pop music?
I never stopped liking it. I just wasn't making it.
But were you still listening to it? Were you still kind of aware of the producers that are out there doing it in the scenes?
Not at all.
So you just completely moved yourself and just came back? Right. Okay.
Yeah, not at all. Because I knew if I did start listening to it, I would start to make it again.
And you didn't want to?
I didn't really want to at the time. Yeah.
So what's your focus now, and what are you really into? What is about house music? Are you coming back for house music or for like EDM? Like, because obviously there's kind of like two different strands in America where you're from.
Yeah, I'm coming back for house.
Here, but
I'm coming back for house.
Okay. So,
like, the EDM is cool. A lot of my friends make it. I'm good friends with Laidback Luke and Afrojack, and that's what they do. But that's not what I do.
So how do you separate what you do from what they do?
It's just a different sound.
Yeah.
I definitely like what they do a lot. I work with them.
Yeah, sure.
I've done tracks with them, so. But just me personally, I like deeper, just a deeper underground sound.
Cool.
That's my personal preference.
So are there any new up-and-coming producers from America that you're really into at the moment? Because, there's a lot of UK producers making kind of big noises.
Honestly, it's like I don't really... I kind of worry about myself. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be like the producer that that people look at.
Oh, you already are, I think. But yeah.
That's just how I've been since I was 14. You know what I mean? Okay. It's like not saying I don't respect any other producer. I just worry about what I do, kind of thing.
Okay. All right. So next prop is the acapella.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? And
it's the same thing. Exact. Like he sent me a message on Facebook. Like, actually, this was probably 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And he wanted it, and it was like I was told. I don't even think I was with Pitbull.
Right.
During the time when he asked for it.
Okay.
I'm like,
because that's an old one, isn't it? So.
Yeah. I'm like, you want the MK Appella? I'm like, out of all my records, that's what you want? I'm like, yeah, cool, take it.
Brilliant.
And then, but it took him a long time to get it out.
Yeah.
But it's like he put it out, when at the right time, I guess.
Yeah.
It just ended up working.
Well, because a lot of music now is kind of harking back to what you were doing in those days. Hence, you're doing this and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's all just timing. The timing is really like. I guess I've been doing it so long. Eventually, everything had to like line up.
Is that how you feel? Do you think things move around in circles and eventually everything just comes back around again?
Yeah. I think it's just a timing thing. It just. A lot of people who do music, they do it for a while and then they get frustrated and quit.
Yeah.
But eventually, it works out.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what it seems like.
Great. It'd be good to talk about kind of the other side, because obviously we talked about this side of what you've done, and then what you're moving forward doing. Obviously, Jamie Jones.
Well, I'm doing a lot with Jamie Jones and Lee Foss, Macioplex. We've been working on the Hot Natured album since last year. It's almost done, and that's like Jamie and Lee are like one of my favorite producers of today. And Jamie and I also have an EP coming out, Lee and I, that we've been working on, that I'm really, really excited about. So.
And how's that sounding? What's it sounding like? Or you're about to give us a play.
Yeah. I'll give you a play. I mean, there's a couple. It's like with Lee and I, we're both so creative.
Is it worth giving us a quick blast of, I don't know, like 30 seconds of music to the camera or something? Or?
I think this one's gonna be the next thing. It's called Electricity.
Say the lightning don't strike twice. I'm